Welcome back, everybody, to Epic LAN 40. My name is Hanno. I am joined by several sheep. And today, we've got a banger round about to go down. We do. In fact, you've got your eyes wide open in preparation.
Oh, yeah. I'm wide awake. Woo. All right. So, yeah, it's going to be a great match. The first best of three for us.
First best of three. It's the lower bracket round 2. So one of these teams has dropped down from the upper bracket. One of them has just won their lower bracket game last night.
Yes,
sir. So a lot on the line here. I believe if you lose here, that's 9th, 12th. You're out.
Yep,
you go down into the Inters playoffs, you're done.
Yes. But, yeah, Chuckestorm, they did lose against K10, so they did have a bit of a bad draw, as most people still consider K10 to be somewhat of the favorites, although they have faltered at the end of the group stage. But, yeah, so they are one of the favorites of Chuckestorm. They did go down against them, which can't really blame them. PufflePals, they beat I Need More Bullets, which was also a 2-0. We've seen a lot of 2-0s. I don't think we have seen a third map yet, I'm pretty sure. Maybe once. I scrolled over it real quick.
They actually lost to Make-A-Wish. I don't think it was K10.
Yeah.
So they lost to LVN's
Sorry,
Mix,
yeah, they lost to Make-A-Wish.
Which was 2-0. And I believe there was a couple of close scores.
Yeah.
Or one of the two maps was a close score. But, yeah, Chuckestorm did get dropped out of that upper bracket pretty quickly.
Yeah.
After last night's game. That
but
we saw
Make-A-Wish has surprised us because we had a talk about it in the beginning about what teams are sort of like on the radar to make it to top 3, top 4. And Make-A-Wish was somewhat there.
It's hard
to
because it's a bit of the 7 AM core, isn't it? Who have got a lot of experience, but they are still mixing this event. And how much time they've necessarily had to prepare, etc., is unknown. But they're still a bit of a threat, and they almost got upset a couple of times. I think they were in the group with Left Leam Gang, Team of Victim, and there was a 13-11 scoreline with Left Lean Gang, so which is a mix of. I mean, I don't want to insult the players, but their elo is significantly lower. They have much less LAN experience, but they almost performed that upset there to put themselves 4th, 3rd, 2nd in the group potentially. But yeah, so LVN's Mix has been he's not been necessarily as dominant as in previous LANs, but still being in the upper bracket, they're no slouch.
No, that's true. And he put out a lovely tweet earlier on in the week saying that let's get to number 2 spot again, because that is a bit of the known storyline with LVN, who he just never.
You can't win the LAN.
Yeah, he can't win it. He's only second. But there is a slight opportunity actually. I think Raptors and K10 will probably be better, but there might be an upset somewhere. But
Raptors K10 is quite likely to be the final. Definitely Raptors in it. I think
have been solid.
They could be potential upset.
We haven't had them on stream yet, I think.
Oh, I think Index and Tim
they did. Okay,
one of the
they
Raptors
did
games.
one of the group matches.
Yeah,
all right, thank God. Because it's. I mean, we're probably going to see a lot more of them today. Tim and Index got one of the upper bracket matches up next after this one, which will most likely involve the Raptors. I don't know exactly which game they picked just yet, because there's, as you can see on the screen, right over.
We don't yet know.
There.
We
don't yet. Not yet.
We don't yet know.
Exactly.
I think that's the right words.
About these teams that are now starting for us in the server, there is a bit of a nice storyline going on, because I talked to Joseph a bit. They have just arrived. It was about 20 minutes ago where the core of the Chuckestorm arrived at the venue. They had their energy drinks ready, so they're ready to go. At Epic 38, the Dombox, who's playing in PufflePals, was teammates with the core of Chuckestorm.
Yes,
currently.
There's a little bit of teammate rivalry
there
is
some old teammate battles.
You say Chuckestorm turned up 20 minutes ago. I believe PufflePals only turned up about 5-10 minutes ago.
Okay.
So in terms of warm-up, Chuckestorm has had 10 more minutes. That's a whole
deathmatch.
That is a whole deathmatch. So that could be the difference maker. Who knows? If it's a close scoreline.
But then you have the advantage. At least we have the advantage of it being a best of 3. So
you got time to warm up.
You can get warmed up, especially at 10 AM games. I've been casting a lot of 10 AM games myself. I know the international team Z10 is notorious for pretty much guaranteed. If they have a morning game, they probably party a lot. But if they have a morning game, they lose. Like the first map always.
9 a.m., 10 a.m. It's a rough point.
Yeah.
You know, you've just woken up. You've maybe not had much prep. It's the middle of the right at the start of the day. The last thing you want to do, play a bloody best of 3 to qualify for an event or not get knocked out.
You were practicing until 2 a.m. and it's wait, we gotta be very, very early on. All right, so
I do believe we have the vetoes.
We do.
We do.
So let's get there. All right.
So, Ancient banned by Chuckestorm Strikers. They're clearly not a fan of that. PufflePals have actually chosen to minus Vertigo, despite being not the greatest fan favourites of Nuke this event. Ban has come through from... No, not ban. So that is a pick from Chuckestorm Strikers. I was expecting Chuckestorm to try and get Nuke from talking to the lads last night.
Yep.
They were keen. They were keen to play it. They obviously performed the upset against Genetics. 13-11, overtime, 16-14 on Nuke last night at the end of the group stage. Overpass, then picked by PufflePals. I think Chuckestorm's quite comfortable in Overpass. I know they've played it quite a bit, but then the bans have gone to Mirage and Inferno. Decided being Anubis, which I do not believe Chuckles played yet, so they might have something prepared for it, but I'm not sure at this point. So that's a little bit of an ongoing quantity, but definitely the first 2 maps should be very contentious.
I think both teams left Anubis in to have it sort of as like a bit of a neutral ground. A lot of these mixes, from what I've heard, is they don't have the deepest of map pools, right? They haven't been able to prepare much. There aren't many maps where at least 3 or 4 players are super comfortable, and they can just get one guy on the easiest spot. But talking to Nuke, or talking about Nuke, we've had some great fun with a ton of games where with Godku teams in Nuke, so that is going to be a very fun one. He already promised me yesterday evening in the hallways, he promised me the Zappers will be pulled out, the Swag 7s will be pulled out.
He'll be hiding an event,
There is going to be some banter, there's going to be some mind games. So
one thing to mention about Nuke as well is that these teams are actually sat literally next to each other. Chuckestorm are along the row here facing that way, and then we've got PufflePals along the row here facing that way. So they're not looking at each other, they're looking opposite, but they're literally right next to each other, and the audio that we're going to hear, I imagine, in terms of levels of screaming and shouting, especially on a map like Nuke, where there are some windows that you can break, and if you make loud enough noise, no one can hear you break them. So that's just some LAN tips and tricks for you out there. If you've not played LAN before, it's a well-known strategy to try and cover your opponent's audio up by just screaming as loud as possible. And we definitely heard them yesterday in the game we covered at Chuckestorm. They were a loud bunch, so I'm sure we'll be seeing a little bit more of that here today.
Yeah, and it's going to be very exciting. So I'm trying to of course we're somewhat far away, so we can't really hear what they're going to say to each other. But
which is probably for the better.
It's probably for the better that the stream doesn't pick it up. But I have a feeling that if it gets close, because these teams, of course, they know each other. They're
very familiar.
It's all friendly, but I have a feeling it could get quite ferocious out there at some point. If the game gets close, it's gonna get mean out there.
It certainly. Ferocious is the right word to use. These players have played on teams together. They've been to previous LANs together. They know each other very well. So we're looking at a big rivalry, which is part of the reason why we chose to get this lower bracket game in here, because of that ex-teammate rivalry storyline and the potential for an upset. Because PufflePals, they were seeded pot 1, I believe, in their group, and they struggled. I think they came 3rd or 4th in their group. They obviously did manage to then win their lower bracket round 1. But they're still showing signs that they're struggling a little bit. Chuckestorm, they were a pot 3 seed team. They managed to actually beat Genetics, as we saw yesterday, make it to that seed 2, make it into a bracket. Then losing to the LVN mix. Bit rough, but now they're down at playing PufflePals. I feel like it should be a nice, even matchup with just the way one of the teams has been slightly overperforming, one of them's been slightly underperforming. Hopefully we can see a nice, strong best of 3 here.
Yeah, should be a banger. Should be a banger. I'm just super looking forward to getting into it. And hopefully, because I've been a bit of a slump with all my best of 3s being 2 maps. And I really wish
means you get to go to lunch earlier.
That's true.
But you lose a game.
I did lose my food voucher somewhere. So, no more coffee for me. I'll have to get to gum. But yeah, it's it's going pretty all right. Still, of course, as you mentioned, players have just arrived, so we're on a bit early.
Yep.
And yeah,
well, there's a potential that there might be some time before the game actually does kick off. I don't believe there's any technical issues, but players are just being a little bit slow. So we might head to just a 5-minute break until we know that the game's about to start. And then we'll come back and we'll get back on the broadcast to deliver this whole best of 3. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
Fresh and ready.
Hello, Overclockers, and welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Tuck when you need him?
Welcome back, everybody, from our little small break there. We now know that most of the players are in the server. We're just waiting on, I think, them to ready up now. Maybe one extra player to join, but we're actually ready to get into that game very, very shortly. And, of course, we're going to be starting on Nuke. We saw Chuckestorm on Nuke yesterday in their overtime game, 13-11. 16-14 versus Genetics. So that is a map that we're going to be familiar with seeing them on. They did struggle a little bit to start off with, and then they had some beautiful rounds by Jared towards outside, bringing out the scout, having some dominant performances with that outside. The element of weakness, I will say, for them was this ramp position. Fwosty playing that for the first time, not really played a lot of Nuke before, I believe, on both the university teams that he's been on over the last 3 years, have pretty much excluded Nuke from their map pool for the most point. None of his ESEA teams over the last few years have played it, so he was a bit fresh to ramp, and it showed. Did get quite a few times in the ramp position. I was talking to him yesterday. I was chatting to him, and he was saying, well, they just played the 5 games in a row. I mean, they were 5-0, I think, in their group. And then they played Raptors and Genetics at the end, obviously. And then playing against Raptors and Genetics, it was just a little bit of so used to stomping people that it was a bit of a throw. Yeah. But again, had some time to refresh themselves. Look at that. Hopefully, Chuckestorm can correct that ramp position, change up how they're playing it. Yeah. But whilst ramp was weak, the things to notice were the calls from Godku, who is IGLing at the most point, were excellent, and they actually read correctly almost all of the rounds where Genetics were running down on towards mid. And oh my god, Sheep, we're into the pistol round.
We have already started.
Here we go.
It is PufflePals versus Chuckestorm, the first day, or the first game of the second day, and Frosty and Miles already. The CTs push in heavy towards the lobby, and Whiffen, it's a nice shot on the fadeaway. Fwosty gets a double kill on the Glock. So it is the 2 versus 3. Already, Fwosty, Jesus, man, he's getting a triple kill already on the Glock. Multi-kill madness for similarly named duo. And they're just tapping on Dombox. Dombox somehow gets away with 1. If he gets a good headshot onto Frosty or Fwosty, this would still fall away. He's ticking. The tight angle. Oh, but Fwosty gets the quad kill, and the loudness is already starting. We got the first woos of the day.
I don't know if the stream can pick it up, but we can definitely hear the screams, and they're still going. Chuckestorm's pretty happy to win round number 1, and a little bit of a redemption there. Fwosty yesterday had a rough game. I think in the first half of the City side, he had like 6-7 kills. Fwosty now with the quad kill in just the first round here. Very, very impressive. He's going for more. He's just taking down Synergy outside, and he's having a monster of a performance already. Moz has found the pick with the Jared, but Godku, it's so quick this round outside. They're going fast, but Chuckestorm Strikers still with a bit of a weaponry advantage. Fwosty, he's a different player today. What is this? He's already got more kills than he got in the entire first half of his group stage match yesterday. He's on another level. He's had a good night's sleep.
Yeah, man, he's well rested. Dutchy though.
He's doing it more!
What is this start? Chuckestorm
7 kills
Strikers
in 2 rounds, and it's not even over. Moz might be able to walk into him, and he's going to be going through mini, and might actually catch his out Frosty 10.
Ooh, but it's only 1.
Or finishes him off.
You go. So 2-0 already for the Chuckestorms.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lead. Yeah,
that is what a start. Okay, but I mean that was quite heavy opposition. As soon as it turned to the 3-on-3, I thought, like, oh, maybe this might go wrong for the Chuckestorm.
Yeah, Jared got caught out early with the Deagle, a bit rough, but
that's absolutely great. Oh my God, Fwosty. What the?
A beautiful start.
7-0.
Yeah,
this is the biggest start I've seen on stream. At least the ones I've casted. Like, I've not seen like starts this good. Not even
far,
from like
it's an impressive T side, right? Hopefully, well, they're not going to be heading towards ramp Chuckestorm Strikers. They should be well aware that there is going to be something towards that ramp position. As there's been no lobby crunch coming out, so you start to think, okay, they're stacking something. It's either going to be A, it's either going to be ramp. No chance they're going to be pushing outside with this close range pistols, especially with I think they've got Frosty 10, sorry, on the lookout there.
Yeah, but even raise your situation as there's an AK dropped and given over. It's a bit of a mistake from Joseph.
Watch this down on the leader.
They'll be good. They'll be good. I want to raise you a situation because we've of course we're now on Nuke, and of course, on CS2. And we've seen already a lot of guys, like a lot of teams, purposely pick the T sides to start. And we've seen that in multiple tournaments already in CS2, that the T side starts are becoming more and more known. PufflePals, of course, like you have like the control when you start the T side. You have like the pace control. PufflePals tried to sort of get that pace control when pushing during the pistol round. Didn't work for them quite well, but it's a bit of a fight.
Managed to win the fight with the 5-7. With the max sensor onto the 5-7, a lovely little. But yeah, as you were saying, you do see teams pick this T side start quite a lot just because of the difficulty of the CT side. Yeah. If you make a mistake on the first round of your CT side and you do not pick up that initial pistol, your economy can really struggle. But that's something I've been trying to highlight over the entire weekend. It's just how different the MR12 affects the economy. It does not allow CTs to necessarily get as many rounds as they might used to be expecting.
Gaku very fast, the smokes boom right in his path, protecting him from the eyes of the CTs. Whiffin with the AWP already took a nade straight to that dome. 59 damage done by one single grenade as they trade Molotovs. Gaku's just continuing running on. They're yelling, they are doing exactly what you said they were going to do. Gaku is going to open the door. And this might surprise Maz below, or Dutchy, I'm sorry, but Dutchy is ready though.
In position, ready to shut that down, and Goku, yeah, almost managed to get through there, but taking down at least most of Dutchy's HP there. The actual push is going to come through ramp though. Dutchy still down on B, with the teammate now in the form of Synergy coming across to help him, and actually Chuckestorm, they're not going to be committing to B just yet. They've got this ramp control.
What side will you go here? In the 3-on-5?
Well, it's a difficult one here. If they can make their way towards Heaven and try and play for the kill on towards Woofin and the rest of the players on towards A, that might be a slightly easier push to take. But Dutchy and Synergy, Dutchy's very low here down on B. It could be a very, and they know Dutchy's low. Goku's taking the fight. They're just really careful about this second player. Don't get too overconfident with where these CTs are going to be, and they go for a good nade. This could actually force Dutchy out. 11 HP to his name. Can't afford to stand anywhere near that Molotov bomb. Will be going down. Frosty with another kill. He's traded out again. Jared actually finding two there. Huge as a 1v2.
This is so possible. He has the beautiful position up at the back of the silo. Ooh, he spots him. Spots the first running in. Takes it for the second. Oh, the AKS to reload. 11 HP on Dutchy. It's enough to give PufflePals the first round.
Was not expecting that player to already have been out through doors. Unfortunately, had a little bit of timing issue there towards double. But Dutchy, with that 11 HP, keeping themselves alive, staying down on towards the B position. And yeah, essentially winning the round for their team by not overcommitting, not letting themselves get picked off for free, keep themselves alive for the late game, ready to pull off the clutch. Impressive stuff from Dutchy. Still, Chuckestorm Strikers 3-1, having a decent performance so far here on the T side, but PufflePals now striking back with their first round. Could be about to see some more interesting.
Oh no! Oh, the team kill! Frosty takes out Frosty. There's only room for one, but what a side take. That is explosive, fast. And together with a war cry, getting in there. Whiffin is all alone, but look at the HP though. If Whiffin, if only he knew the HP.
This is doable with a USP.
Yeah, you just grab the pistol, you need 4 bullets to hit and you win. This is so possible, but they don't know. That nade could get a triple kill.
Frosty having a brilliant start, but actually, yeah, as you say, killing his teammate. So not going to be on double digits
also
just yet.
Getting an entry frag. So
well, true. It's a lovely entry, and then shooting teammate in the back of the head is never advisable. But Chuckestorm Strikers still going to be happy, despite losing a player to a TK. They've still got 3 alive.
They all went down. Of course, they all went down to the bomb. With the new bomb.
They've got none alive at the end of that round. I'll correct myself there. Chuckestorm Strikers. An interesting play.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the rationale.
They got 3 alive. Poof. Just all gone.
Cast a curse. I can't believe that. 3 people dying to the 1 nade.
No, it was the bomb.
Sorry, to the one bomb. And Wiffin's just hiding in ramp, like nowhere near. There's absolutely no reason. What? Godku, you can't do that!
Oh my god, Whiffin. Oh, that's gonna sting. But now Godku Synergy breaks the smoke wonderfully, so that's at least a trade on the kill. But then you have Frosty. You said they weren't going ramp as much, but on the T side, they're enjoying it. Europe, Frosty, both getting a frag. The Mech 10, low HP, but he does get one. So Synergy in the Dawn box, 2 versus 3. The Dawn box, I don't think they're aware that he's close already. The FAMAS gets the 1, 2 versus 2.
Synergy very, very low here. 5 HP to their name. Jared actually flanking on towards his single door position. Actually managed to take out Dombox in towards Decon, and now it's Synergy with 5 HP to their name. Going to be dropping the smoke and might actually get timing here as Orob swings out from below. Lovely kill onto Synergy. You can hear him shouting. He's very happy with that one, I've got to say, Sheep. 5 and 1 here. This is, of course, Chuckestorm Strikers' pick. They were pretty confident that if they did get nuke, it would be a brilliant opportunity for them. Very much expecting Synergy and Dutchy's team to ban this, but they chose to get rid of Vertigo.
It took Frosty an entire magazine to break 2 windows at the top of him. Oh, just want to hide. Oh wait,
Frosty, though?
oh wait, yeah, there we go. Gaku promised this. He's already down into vent. Drops Molly behind him. Has the sawed-off, the first sawed-off appearance here at Epic Land, at least on the Epic Land 1 live stream. Europe, sorry, takes one down. Frosty just easy pickings, right?
I've heard Frosty's a bit of a stone cold killer. Absolute silence unless they need to comp something. They're not a chatty guy. They're here to take names and win games, Sheep.
Yeah.
And they're showing it today already. That's their 5th kill in the last 6 rounds, and they just hold it, anchor in that lobby position, playing it slow, playing it cool, calm, and collecting. That's very much the image that I have of this player, Storm Strikers. Dutchy's got a lovely shot there, and looking for more.
No more.
Let's see if that was actually did he collapse the bodies, but it's not going to matter much. Orob takes his head. 6 and 1 right now. Chuckestorm Strikers looking very, very impressive, and I've got a bit of a tidbit here. Chuckestorm Strikers. Do you want to guess where the name came from?
I have no clue actually. I know they previously were the Lizards.
Yes. Do you think maybe it's related to like the Chuckle Brothers, or having a laugh with Chuckle, or something like that?
Yeah. Yes.
No. It's a ChatGPT name. So very original. They literally searched good esports names ChatGPT, and Chuckestorm Strikers came up. So there you go. That's the originality of their name.
That's actually a great story. That's a great origin story about Whippin. He's going to make an origin story for himself. He already got a triple kill. This is just all CTs. And finally, the PufflePals have something to scream about. As that round
that was
just
dominant. Yeah,
the round just falls flat from Chuckestorm Strikers. The A-side rush, not as potent as it was. Of course, no team kill, but...
Well, PufflePals not losing a single player there, and Whiffin on the AWP from that heaven position, providing some great covering fire for their teammates, keeping them alive on towards the bottom of that bomb site. And that's the kind of A defense you do want to see in a PufflePals. All of these players from this team are incredibly capable, and they've all had huge success at LAN before. And going in, and actually they're going to cross. Synergy finds one and spots the other.
Yeah, again, it's Synergy. Just having that nade outside, hasn't used it for any other purpose than to break the smokes. And Whiffin already spots one head running in. The Dawn box, though, dropping the bomb in the middle of vents. He has it in his domain, and he's not going to let that go. It's Frosty and who are trying.
That's huge. Manages to secure the bomb and get the kill on towards Dawn box.
2v5 possibilities. Oh, Moss, what a double.
Staying on that A site, worried that there's every chance that they can get up vent with the bomb and make it towards A. Moz locks it down though, finds both. And PufflePals getting back into this game. It was all Chuckestorm the first half of this half. But now we're seeing PufflePals start to pull it back, start to build a little bit of an economy. So if they lose this round, they still should be able to buy in the next, with Moz, Whiffin and Synergy having plenty of cash in hand.
It's just the single AK on Frosty. I have to go for the entries. Frosty with the W has gotten 2 more frags after the first 2 rounds, so he has slowed down a bit.
Yeah, I think he still had decent
But
impact.
it's still,
Orup stepping up as well. That's another player that was quite quiet yesterday, and it's refreshing to see Chuckestorm strikers, you know, just having a bit of variety in their games.
We did mention Godku was going to get the zappers out.
It was, well,
Mowdown starts. Dutchy just easily clearing it up. Wasty does pick up the AK, looking to just at least do some damage. Godku's really trying to bait them in too.
They're not falling for it. Dombox has seen that before. He's played with Godku before, and he knows exactly what's coming.
Yeah. So, yeah, this could very well be a 6-6. Well, you do have another full buy. One thing that I've seen become somewhat of the new meta in Nuke is teams going on the T side, going around from outside, going to take heaven control. I've seen teams like Mouse and XT, Mouse themselves do it a ton, and it's seemingly really effective. And we haven't seen it much here yet, so it might be something that teams could look into with a boost up. Synergy gets surprised by Godku Europe. Whoa, with a double! Where did that happen? Europe, I think that was a push in. Yeah, the push from ramp completely denied. 2 headshots. Dombox all alone. Trigger discipline needed. He gets 1, gets 2. 1 versus 5. Is it really possible though? Flies down. Dombox.
One's got down the vent and that's given a single. That's a 1v1. They shouldn't be giving them to Dombox at all here. He's already found 3 kills in the round, able to smoke the vent, but needs to find their way out. And the player is he right behind him? Actually, no. That's towards double.
He's now come down vent. Just now, Frosty has come down vent. The shots, Godku. He is at the off angle, and it's.
I really hope the stream's picking this up on the mics because we can hear some absolutely lovely stuff from the two sides there. Again, those are 2 teammates fighting off in that sort of 2v1 there. They're going to be throwing as much as they can at each other once they win that round. That is, there's been chairs flying across the arena. 7-4 the scoreline right now. Chuckestorm Strikers looking to take the lead we'll be having the lead at the end of this half. Here's the last round, of course. And a rare missed shot there on towards Silo.
It's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy sometimes, his name. I love the telling names, of course, as you mentioned with Frosty being ice cold, very quiet guy. I love those names. Where you can see the names, it just says something about the character of the player. I always love those names. Godku already opens up the last round of this half.
I've heard Godku outside is a bit of a gremlin. There is a big pitch. As you say, he's
triple kill
as well, and he's found 3. Just Dutchy left in the 1v4. He does want to try and secure something in this round, it being the last one of the half. No point in saving what's going out, but there's so many Chuckestorm players coming out of that A side. PufflePals, they will end the half on 4. Not a terrible CT half, considering they didn't manage to win the pistol. And again, the economy really struggles after that. So, but getting 4, decent enough. Now they just need to show some impressive bits on the T side, and they may be able to pull this Nuke game back. But again, it's not their map pick. So absolutely not a problem here. If they do drop this map, they've got the remaining 2 to go.
One thing that's really good to see is that Chuckestorm Strikers, they are, like, all of them are performing, right? You have 7, 7, 9, 9, and 11 kills. And that is for some of these mixed teams. We've seen it a bunch, right? Where we're costing a game and you're looking at all the KD ratios, and then you have like one guy at the bottom who's going 2 and 12. And it's always like, well, it's just the vibes of LAN, right? We're not going to judge, but it's very nice when you get to those playoffs that everyone is turned on. And Synergy, or like switched on. I keep saying turned on. It's the Dutch literal translation. I keep saying turned on, but it's, yeah, it would be a bit rough. Quick entry, equal frags all across the board, trading one by one. And Europe, he's the first one to get the advantage. Triple kill on his own on the side. Gets himself to a 2 KD, 14 and 7 now on the A side.
Orup was having a really quiet game yesterday, but again, both these players that were sort of lagging behind the Chuckestorm Strikers side, they were both in a position to be bottom fraggers in that previous game. Here, they are absolutely I mean, they're delivering. They're just delivering every round, whatever is asked of them. And Orob especially here, as you say, 14-7 in just 13 rounds. And against a team like PufflePals, who are a very impressive lineup, it's a really strong performance from Orob, who's previously best placing at LAN has been the 9th to 12th division, which is essentially what they're playing for at the moment. If they win this and play for top 8. So Orob desperate to improve their potential standing as the T's get melted down by these SMGs. Frosty 10, Godku more than happy to take those names, push themselves to double digits, and get very close to actually managing to close out this game.
That was the opportunity of a comeback, right? It's always the force buy from the T side. They didn't get the bomb plant, so it's not really a comfortable force buy. And they didn't even get close, honestly, right? Synergy opens it up, yeah, but it's the only kill they're gonna get. And now, yes, you do have AKs, but you're 6 rounds behind. Momentum definitely not at your side.
Yeah.
Maz, though, does try to switch that up, and then that kill happened on ramp. It is Frosty. What you mentioned, the vulnerability is still there. It hasn't changed yet as Maz gets a second kill to open up ramp.
Jared and Orob now the lone players for Chuckestorm Strikers. PufflePals, they've kept all 5 players alive, managed to find the weakness and exploited it perfectly, fighting them with their way through that ramp position, knocking down both Frosties, and now they're just taking it slow. They can't afford to mess up this round. They can't afford to let Orob get a multi-kill and start to bring this round back. So going to play it slow, going to play it steady, try and find themselves a site that they can fight for easily, use their numbers to keep that after plant safe.
Yeah, they're going right to where the 2 players are at, but Molotov will probably make it a bit less comfortable. I don't think Orob and Jared got much to do, although that's a bit of a decent start. Let's see if there can be something. Oh, straight up double peek. Jared is gonna get some more kills. If you look at the money,
that ramp there.
yeah, PufflePals, they did get the bomb plant, but Jared can still do a lot of damage here. Like a ton.
Oh, the doors have opened the wrong way. It's unfortunate of him. There's perhaps a grenade or something stuck there. Does know where Wolfen is, but not able to deliver. And PufflePals, they secure their first T-side round, an important one for them to pick up. They also keep most of their players alive. They're going to have those AKs and keep that economy building on up. Chuckestorm Strikers, on the other hand, they've now brought out the AWP. Godku investing pretty heavy. I mean, to be fair, the IGL and AWP star of this team, Godku's going to be rocking it probably towards this rotate position. Might even opt to bring it towards ramp in case they're struggling. No, actually playing outside with it. Usually lets Jared take that for himself, but going to be playing out here with the AWP, trying to see if well, PufflePals are heading for it. Look at this. Dombox and Whiffin Moz. Trio pushing over. The boost is good, but it's spotted!
Oh, yeah, that's a rough one because the boost in theory is a very good plan, but the timing, it's just a bit too late. Dutchy already with another early frag, and yeah, you got the boost on ramp now, but you need to have Frosty 10 to get at least a bit more than this. Spotted them all, but that angle is not comfortable to peek at all.
No, certainly not. Now it's a 3v4. Chuckestorm on the back foot. PufflePals making a name for themselves here in the T-side half already.
How good is the internal clock from Frosty? He has to turn around right as Dombox is entering heaven. Oh no! Touch drop down. Still alive, 49 HP. Can look up, but doesn't find the kill onto the Dombox. 2 versus 4. I don't really see this happening for them. Europe still stuck at the top.
This is something we saw in the game yesterday where they believed that their opponents have identified the weakness being ramp. So they start to play someone boosted up on ramp. They start to play a couple of players there. But it's always the combo of Frosty and Orob. And yet again, they do that stack. They try and play for that ramp push, and it doesn't happen.
It's always a bummer, right? When we play against guys and like, oh, wow, they're really good on B. Let's stack B, and then they just rush A. It's like, damn it. It always hits you a bit in the.
Certainly does, doesn't it?
In the stomach.
The bomb ticking down now. 4 players left alive for PufflePals. Hopefully they shouldn't really lose anyone, but we said that before about Chuckestorm Strikers, and they managed to lose 3 in just 1 explosion. So, well, people take damage, but nobody dies to the bomb this time around.
Thank God.
Not today, Sheep.
Thank God.
Not today.
We got to keep the AKs up. T economy is running away. wildly. And I mean, right. You got the 5-7, you got the FAMAS. You're going to full eco this round anyway. Might as well try something. I mean, Chuckestorm, they need to do damage this round. It's a difficult situation, but you need to get at least 3 kills. Otherwise, this T-side advantage is going to get away. 5-7
down. Should have heard that, to be honest. It was a big thunk.
Unless he clipped
the mollies and stuff going out. Yeah, maybe clip the ladder. Do you see other than Dutch down towards round? Really looking, they are obviously stacked pretty much 4 or 5 towards A with these pistols. And now that ramp has been cleared out, B is going to be the target, and strikers, they're trying to get behind and go through that lobby position to flank. But all of these Ts are already in PufflePals taking their space, and they know exactly where these CTs are going to be coming from. They're mulling it off, and they're keeping a heavy eye on these angles. Going to be playing crossfires, making sure they're not be losing any guns here, and allowing the CTs to sort of fix their economy by stealing T guns.
Yeah, they're playing it patient. I think one of the ideas here is that they're just going to lock them in. Because they're, of course, they had lobby control, so there's a bit of a threat of them actually like going toward ramp. So Gaku gets one. Just rush it, trying to get as many AKs down. It's Dombox with the mow down. Let him get the ace, boys. Well, that won't really be possible. As Fwasty is saving it all the way in CT spot.
Dutchy and Dombox
straight into the garage door.
It's not actually too bad for the T side though. Yeah, the body went flying, didn't it? Not actually too bad for the T side. Their economy is still very, very comfortable. They've had the bomb explosion, which actually gives you more money than killing all 5 players in the round. You get kind of an advantage in that your whole team gets extra money rather than just the kill money for killing that last player. So whatever force he saved, it better have been worth it.
Must hand it over to Europe.
Hopefully that comes out.
Yeah, a bit of a slower round for PufflePals.
It is, and actually, Orob already finding an entry. I think that is towards that, yeah, the hut position there, Rob. Doing some excellent work there to get that opener. Chuckestorm have been struggling last 3 or 4 rounds, but suddenly they're back on form, finding 2 of the opening kills. I'm worried about Dutchy, but actually, Jared's watching that smoke. You can't just walk through that, Dutchy.
The bodyguard.
The bodyguard indeed. And Werfen's been dropped by Godkey, who creeps up outside from that secret position. Chuckestorm strikers, they go from losing 2 or 3 in a row to, if they're 3 in a row, to finding a flawless round.
Yeah, and that's a fair, like a needed round, right? Because if they lost that one as well, you're gonna go down to 1 more pistol, and then it's just, they're getting really close. Like, it becomes a hug that just it takes a bit too long, right? You're like, okay, you're too close for too long now, right? It's like a guy who didn't wear deodorant. It's like, so that's gonna make you uncomfortable. So finally, they win it. They manage to separate that gap just a bit more. And already a double spray by Jared outside, and that's a mega way to start round number 19.
Big openers from Jared, who yesterday was the star player for Chuckestorm, finding those kills outside. Not expecting Dutchy to be there, though, obviously with the double kill. Not thinking that a 3rd player could potentially have crossed, or at least not checking it, taking the gamble that they can fight towards Redbox. That doesn't pay off. Jared is shut down, and that brings around a bit back more into the potential grasp of the PufflePals, who, yes, down a man, but these players, incredibly strong performers at past lands. They've had a little bit of a stumble here, but there's every possibility that in a 4-round deficit here, a 3v4 like this would be pulled off.
I mean, both teams have had multiple overtimes already in the tournament, right? And it's so they're already used to how we play overtimes. Of course, in the best of 3s, we're gonna play overtimes until we get a victor. So we might see some very long matches. Europe, top of the hut, drops down. That's a very bad timing. I don't necessarily know why he needed to do that or why he felt the need to do that, because now it's turned into a 2v2 suddenly.
Yeah, we're saying these are very good players, and they can turn a 3v4 into a 2-on-2 like this very, very quickly. Frosty, though, in the perfect position to shut down WFN, and actually trying to get out, has made it out hut, but are they going to be aware of where Dutchy could possibly be? The shots give away their position.
Wow.
But Frosty loses out the 1v1. Dutchy playing it excellently there, positioning up there. Does give the position away a bit early. Doesn't matter. That 3v4, excellent work from the PufflePals to pull this game a little bit closer. 11-8 the scoreline right now in favour of Chuckle.
Yeah, it's such a bummer that Europe, who's leading the score sheet at the moment, that he is the one to make that mistake. That lose them that round, and they, I mean, PufflePals, they took that with both hands. They grabbed that candle and lit it. I mean, Dutchy with a 4K converting around, and we might already get a very close one here on Nuke. Jared, look to find.
Goku's going to be burning, but will escape with his life. The nade comes on in, and this utility is amazing for PufflePals, finding exactly where these players are and countering them. Wuffen on the outside finally finds that pick with the AWP. It's onto Jared, it's onto Goku. He doesn't stop, he takes 2 for 2. And 3v5 with pistols in hand. Chuckestorm, all they can really hope for at this point in time is to recover a gun or two and get the hell out of Dodge.
I respect the fact that you didn't go for the lightning strikes twice joke.
It's overdone.
He did have the
It's not that I didn't think of it.
No. No, I respect it. Because I absolutely despise if people use that. So
I'll try and keep that in mind.
You can use it once just to piss me off. But
oh, thank you for allowing me to use that line.
Oh man, yeah.
Of course, we all know lightning doesn't strike twice. So
doesn't it? I mean, if I flick the light switch on,
somehow they're finding kills.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rob's just got 2 kills with the 5-7. Was not expecting that to happen, which is why we were talking about lightning strikes.
What?
But
did Frosty just? Did he just walk past the bomb without tapping it?
Well, I mean, there was like 6 seconds left, I think, so he was just trying to get out with the gun, and he has managed to do that, taking the Galil.
Yeah, I mean, fair, but
Frosty's a happy boy.
Oh,
Galil
yeah?
in hand means they don't need to buy an A1S, and frankly, at this point in time, a Galil probably just about as good as an A4. You've got plenty of bullets in the mag. Yeah, the damage and the fire rate isn't quite as quick, but you're happy with the Galil here on the CT side. You can then
at
buy
the mid range, it's
full,
fine.
It's fine at mid range and close, and you can buy full utility and have head armor and everything. And you've got utility and potential money to buy in future rounds. For a CT economy, picking up a Galil's great.
Yeah. Is it better than the FAMAS though? Because that is always a
I
pretty heated discussion.
think it is. Yeah, the FAMAS a little bit tougher to handle and slightly less bullets in the mag. So I would definitely prefer the Galil
and it's
over
French.
the FAMAS. But oh yeah, I mean that's just well.
Yeah.
I expected, well, you wouldn't be a French gun, would you? No.
Well,
Godku finds the pick onto Wuffen towards ramp, and that is the sort of early pick we need to see out of Goku here on this CT side. And again, Frosty 10 finding yet another open. I think we've got 4 or 5 already from this player in just this one match. The score's being pulled back pretty quickly. Miles and Synergy getting aggressive, but Miles picked off by Orob. And it's all on Synergy. The 1v3, 10-14 is kills right now, but Godku's in position. I keep saying Godku is always ready for you down on B. You cannot beat his rotate.
Yeah, that AWP from Godku finally sort of turning up, because most of his kills did happen in the first half. So now he finally gets going a bit on the CT side, and it's a map point. We're already here on map number 1. PufflePals need to withstand 3 map points to get us to our first overtime of the day. It's probably going to be many overtimes today. I reckon we're going to see some.
We've got potentially 4 series, I believe, across today. 4 best-of-3 series, as well as the charity match going on, and there's some. Well, obviously the Inters tournament will be starting very, very soon, but that's not going to be on August. There's a lot of games going on. There's going to be So much overtime possible. Frosty opens up the potential last round of map 1 here with the opening. He's been given the off. Frosty 10 finds 2 more, but he is picked off. Doesn't matter. Still, that's a positive trade from Chuckestorm in the 4v2. Frosty and Godku both rocking that AWP here. I did say if they ever get, yesterday I mentioned, if they ever get their money going, we may see the double AWP strategy, which is sort of dying out here in CS2 due to its just raw expense. Jared knows that he's been spotted, uses the smoke to try and get out, and Whiffen not going to spot the escape. Should suspect, though, that it has now occurred.
He's pushing. He's pushing
oh
straight
my
in.
God, Jared! That is just blatant. You cannot be just doing that to Whiffen. He's an incredible player, and you've made him look a fool.
In the middle of just throwing the magazine away, he gets a couple bullets to the dome. Dutchie, the only one left standing, and we might have our map 1 victors after this round on Nuke. Chuckestorm looking very close to winning their map pick, and fittingly it's Godku to close it off. The woos and celebration are echoing through the arena as this is map number 1. Chuckestorm take their own map pick.
They do take their own map pick, and a bit of a redemption arc for some of those Chuckestorm players who were suffering a bit yesterday. Now Chuckestorm looks like they're an absolute fiend there on Nuke and
everyone's
ramp.
on.
Yeah, there was one round of weakness there on ramp, but they've corrected themselves and they've been doing very, very well. So really impressive stuff from the Chuckestorm chaps. PufflePals, a little bit of a slow start, but we're going to be going over to their map pick next, so I'm absolutely expecting for them to have a response here, because they are not going to go down without a good, long fight. They did an impressive run there on Nuke after a struggled start. I reckon we're going to see an epic map 2, and we're probably going to need a decider just from how close that game was. Yeah,
we're probably going to need it, indeed. And I mean, PufflePals, we saw them, I think we saw them play against Wolfie's team on Overpass, and that was quite, oh no, wait, it was actually Wolfie's team winning it, so never mind. Oh, but they got destroyed.
Was it at least close?
No.
Oh,
it wasn't close at all, no. It's a bit of an overlay in terms of the teams. I'll check back and I'll fact check myself, because I am highly doubtful, but I am open to fact checking myself.
Yeah.
But
well, they've gone and picked Overpass, so hopefully they're at least somewhat confident on it. But yeah, that is all from us for map 1. We'll be back with map 2 and then potentially map 3 if needed after a short break. Hang around and we'll see you in a moment.
Hello, Overclockers, and welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Tuck when you need him?
launch and it will make the move first, making me forget I've been hurt. I've never been so bold or reckless. Now we're running out of words, overturning tables we turn, throwing out the things that I've learned. Cross the line and take my chances, and maybe thinking this is it. Either it's right or wrong, but I've already pictured it, and I wanna do more than talk. Nothing like a crazy risk to give me what I really want. Get into the space I'm in. I wanna do more than talk. I don't really wanna play it cool. Take this to another level. More than talk. Go ahead and make yourself comfortable. I'll say you think you never knew you wanted now. As long as you take this to another level. Take this to another level. can be the stars, you can be the stars for me. Show me that you love me like the sky so I can see. Tell me something I don't know, take me where I never go. I wanna know what it'd be like to disappear for a night. You could be the stars, you could be the stars for me. Show me that you love me, let the sky so I can see. You can be the stars, you can be the stars for me. Show me that you love me, let the sky so I can see. Waste your nights in bars, but save the last drink for me. Untouchable and shining far, you scatter like the galaxies. You call me up when it gets late again, like I'm supposed to know where you've been. Oh, but it doesn't work that way, no matter what you say. Aren't you until the end? You can be the stars, you can be the stars for me. Show me that you love me, like the stars so I can see. You can be the stars, you can be the stars for me. Oh yeah. Show me that you love me, like the sky so I can see. You can be the stars for me. You can be the stars for me.
I can't read your mind. Thinking my heart is starting to turn off blind. Do you still let
Hello, Overclockers. Welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Tuck when you need him?
one.
Buddy. Buddy.
Alrighty, so a very quick recap. We had a bit of a sound issue that has been fixed now. The pistol round. PufflePals, they did go over towards the A-bomb side. No, it was Chuckestorm actually, going towards the A-bomb side. They did manage to get it into a 2 versus 1. The bomb defuse, barely enough time. Managed to win it anyway. CT did get both of the kills, which quite chaotically happened. I just got a bit of a view on it over at the production screen, but it has been the T side taking round number 1. So we're ready to get back into the game. As it's actually PufflePals starting T side.
Yes,
so it is PufflePals. I was correct.
PufflePals, this is their map pick, of course, and
a recap.
Yep.
Yep.
We're going to be
A Nova already. What a start.
with an over.
And it's Gaku. Green apple. Yes.
He's actually managed to get one. Yeah, you're right. And Dumbox just find the trade, but the damage has been done, and the money is in Godq's hands. 950 bucks in his back pocket now. 900 of that just for that Nova kill.
Yeah. It has fallen flat a bit, that fight in Con. So it's come down a bit. Frosty actually. There was an opportunity to push there. It would have been a very open kill now into the B-bomb.
Synergy's out B though. They've got to be worried about this player.
Oh,
Frosty.
that's
What
no
is that?
worries.
Just takes his head off.
That ain't no worries. He's going to spot these feet. Not going to pull the trigger. Wise decision because Frosty now is ready. Picks up the Galil.
Oh,
Frosty again
Frosty!
has started the game.
2 deeks and then finish off the third with a Galil. There's still a potential for more through Dombox. He's going to fight for. Yeah. I mean, what is it with Frosty in the first couple of rounds of the game?
Frosty starts have to be saluted. Like,
Oh my
man,
God.
oh man.
Both
Again,
Neek and here.
with the Deagle, money in the bin. Not the bin men. They need to carry it away probably, but they have a charity match coming up at 3 p.m. But yeah, PufflePals will probably be in one of those bins. At least their economy will be. So, some strikers. I mean, they're gonna need a good start like this. Like, they must, because PufflePals, I have a feeling as soon as they get to that CT, it's gonna be a bit of a waltz.
So it's a big kill to start on off. PufflePals with the Tech 9s, the Deagles. They're not stopping for anyone. Could be running straight on through as
It's gonna be
trying to respond. Double kills and Scout Frosty finds 3. A beautiful triple kill for this second Frosty, or the first Frosty. Can't remember honestly. There's too many Frosties on this team. Rob does get the 4th, and that leaves Dombox here in the 1v2. Needs to find 2 kills, and with only a Deagle, not even a scrap of utility to find it with. But does have time. Got just about a minute left on the clock. Both these players are high HP. It's got to be Deagle headshots. There'll be 2 of them.
close range. Would connect, but Frosty completes the 4K. Just crab walking around that corner. The Dom box. Of course, the ex-teammate, as we mentioned. One thing I am noticing, which I am a bit worried about, it's synergy still on 0. Of course, we're only 3 rounds in. But Synergy is really one of those guys. He has been playing like at a higher level than like some of the others.
Jared's at 0 as well though, so you know one of the star players from Detroit, but only 3 rounds in. Too early to tell just yet. But PufflePals obviously investing into those pistols last round. They're going to be rocking the double eco here, as of course they're going to be rocking just the Glocks. They have managed to get that M4 from Swasty, but Jared just keeps fighting. Usually in this scenario you'd expect to go back off, but Jared's confident. Found 2 kills, looking for the third, finds it, down goes Dombox. Actually runs out of bullets, forgets you only get 5 shots on the AWP these days, and Dutchy will knock him down a peg. The AWP should be secured.
Yeet.
There we go. Godcoop secures the kill and will go back to collect that AWP. Frosty 10 currently doesn't have a gun in hand, though. I'm not sure where their M4's gone, or whether that's a UI glitch. Surely they would have had a rifle there.
No, I don't think he bought. I think he just kept the deagle.
Wow, fair enough.
I'm pretty sure. It's a strategy that Chris J started with, actually, in Mouseworks, just to rep some Dutch CS knowledge over here, over on the island. And it was actually a strategy that he started. There is a boost, but it has been dismantled already. It's gonna be re-activated. Synergy gets away just in time. It's a bit of an awkward fight. Godcoop didn't seem to convert. As soon as he gets away with his life, we're very close to that 0-5 scoreline. In the UK, we might see Jim's Bond run from Synergy.
They completely abandoned that short position. That's allowed Chuckestorm strikers to retake that area. PufflePals a little bit on the back foot here. Need to establish themselves towards A. They have obviously got fountain control, and they're starting to progress into showers, in towards that banana position. But it's going to be Fwosty, the cubby of Long, going to be contested by Dutchy. This will be telling as to how the A site is going to go. Will Dusty clear this corner? Dutchy clear this corner. He does not. Frosty gets the pick, but the fight is on towards site. Frosty 10 has found another, but Wuffen finds the response. Orob is off WFN, and Frosty from Long doing excellent work to shut down Dutchy, picking up Dombox to close out the round.
That was a full gun round.
Yep, that was a full gun round, and the excellent positioning and map clearing utility used by the Chuckestorm side to make sure that they could secure short and deny PufflePals any control over that, and then to keep control as well of that deep long angle, not allow any kind of split on towards A. Excellent work from Chuckle.
Jared does not pull the trigger. Don't know if he meant to do that. Usually there, players have like quick buttons to unzoom right after the shot. But oh, they line up for him. Reactions
finds one still. But Synergy, as you say, has found 2 kills on the Tech 9. Godku and Frosty were in position to shut it down. It's just one player left, Dutchy. We've seen impressive things from him before, but Godku will prevent any of those shenanigans from coming up here, as Chuckestorm, after losing the pistol, which unfortunately didn't get to catch, they've now run the last 5 in a row. Another strong start from them. They seem to be almost infamous for finding these incredibly strong starts against teams that, in terms of seeding, should be better than them.
Yeah, and also just probably the pause. It did at least somewhat work in the favor of Chuckestorm, right? Yeah, you lose the pistol, but I mean, you get some time to talk about a proper strategy for it. Dutchy though, right out in the open. Europe, it's caught with the pants at the ankles, as you Brits sometimes say. Don't even know if you actually do it.
But we'll allow it. Dombox taking down previous teammate Godku in the connector area. And I think the call from Chuckestorm is, we need to take some control. We're going into short, and they're about to score. Dutchy.
Whoa.
Doesn't matter. Not looking the right way, but Frosty still managed to secure the kill. That's knocked him down. 3v3 equalised the scoreboard, equalised the players alive. And Chuckestorm aware now, of course, that short is clear, that there's not seeing much activity. Monster, they're going to start rotating his players up, start to move towards A, prepare for some kind of a hit to come on in, which is looking quite likely. Moz preparing a smoke. Is that for the dumpster position, or is that like a weird long smoke they want to drop and pop through?
I've no clue, but they have so much
Yeah.
util. 3 smokes still left, so many flashbangs, Molotov and nade. Everything's now flying out over towards the way of the A bomb site. But Whiffen, he's with the... Oh, they pulled all the rotations. They thought that the nades were going to be telling of the side take, but they definitely will not be. So now they have to sort of return into the bomb site. A 3v3 mid-round turned into a 3v3 retake.
Yeah, Jared's in position. His aim is right on that player planting, but he does not find the pick. And actually, they're going to get the plant out, and these off-plant positions pretty safe. There's not very much utility on the side of the CTs here. Frosty 10 actually quite low as well. Diffuser's in hand, but Whiffen gets a pick like that, and Dombox finds an entry. Chuckestorm, they're out of this round. And PufflePals find their second round after a brief intermission of 5 rounds for the Chuckestorm side. Whiffen surviving with quite a bit of, well, keeping the AWP alive as well means the T economy, it's keeping up. It's staying alive, I think is the best way to describe it at this point, because Chuckestorm been keeping it down, forcing them onto some ecos, forcing them onto this this loss bonus to basically struggle to survive on it. Now they've got some cash in the back. They've kept that AWP alive. Wolfen's starting to build up some cash. They've got to win this round here to start to build a bit of momentum, build a repertoire of rounds.
It's still alive, but it's barely breathing. I don't know what song that is anymore, but the walk up to short. Synergy only gets 1. That's a great response from Frosty, by the way, to be that accurate.
It could have been a disaster if he wasn't watching, but Frosty again.
Very big. Jared, oh, come on, man. You don't turn your back there. You can just walk backwards, right? There is an S button on your keys.
Rob's actually walked by Jared, and did Jared have an operator? Sorry, operator. I'm not a Valorant. I'm not doing Valorant. Oh my god.
You said what?
What? Yeah, well, there we go. Rob's managed to secure that AWP now, and obviously Whiffen finally delivered to Frosty. It's the B is completely open. PufflePals, they're looking into the 3rd round, and I think Orob, all he really wants to do here is keep this AWP alive and take it into the following round. We've seen Godku, Jared, and Frosty all using that thing to great effect back on Nuke, and even here somewhat. They want to keep their life because there's no way they're going to be affording that for the next 2 or 3 rounds with the way their economy is looking. CT economy, again, it's shambolic at the moment.
Yeah. But with saving the AWP, especially on overpass, there are so many spots where you can make a difference with that thing. Right, you can go for an aggressive peek monster. Usually peeking short with an op isn't the greatest, but you could peek con monster. We saw Brokey with incredible 4K on IM Sydney. Long, of course. When you're playing matchmaking at like Gold Nova, it's like, oh, I have Awupa, I go long, right? That's somewhat a rule on overpass when you play at a lower level. Of course, these guys definitely are not at that level. But you can make some plays with that AWP. The thing is, that is going to be dangerous, right? You have double loss bonus. They do get baited into it somewhat, right? Godku's investing into armor, right? So you are investing somewhat. So Godku's going to have a compromised buy next one.
As well.
Yeah.
Deagle on Frosty.
So,
but it's not too much.
Yeah, it's not too much.
They will still be able to get somewhat of a buyout next round. It won't be as impressive as it would have been otherwise. And really, it's all on Rob here with that.
And he's going short. The only position I say where you won't really, I mean, probably won't expect him to be there.
That's the thing. Playing towards short gives him a lot of opportunity in terms of he can start walking into it, clearing the angles really slowly. They've got the double players in con, so they don't need to worry about a pop out there. But what they can start to do is clear towards Monster. He might be about to spot Synergy here. There you go. Rob's got the pick. Dombox has also found one though in towards con. So PufflePals, they now know where that AWP is, and they're going to respond in kind.
Instant rotation already, but PufflePals play the mind games. Because yes, they know where the AWP is now, but if Europe had stayed, they would have gone straight to him. But they rotated away.
They read it. They think the AWP has rotated, and they are correct.
Wonderfully. That's a great decision by Dutchy. That's just, yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly how you need to play it. That 5-7 somehow does get a kill, of course, in the hands of Godku. That weapon does some freaky stuff sometimes. So now Dutchy's under threat. How?
Somehow.
Why do you let this man get away with it? They don't have a defuse kit. this retake is on. This is fully on.
They're still going.
Moz is going to go down. Whippet, he's fully locked out of it. The defuse is happening.
He's on the bomb.
Frosty's just sticking this.
Whiffin
He's just
thinks it's a
sticking
fake!
this.
Whiffin
Yes.
thinks it's a fake! Oh no, he does
Oh.
challenge it! He does challenge it. Unfortunately, Frosty 10 does not have the kit. It would have been a full 10-second defuse. There's no time left. Frosty will fall. And WFN pulls off a very important clutch for the PufflePals. Without that, this half would have been looking pretty dire for them. So impressive stuff. WFN pulls off a 1v2 at the end there. But well, they should not have been in that round.
No.
That should not have been in any way, shape or form a chance for Chuckestorm to upset.
No, not at all. And I mean, like, even with the op, it just got 1 kill, right? It's not really, it wasn't really the most important catalyst in that round. And now, going for a free rush. Equal trades on the first. Moz, though, is an animal. And Dutchy gets one more. The kills way too accurate for the T side. As they're already in, they took some damage. There is a kit somewhere on the middle of this bomb site.
Oh, that's a freebie. Synergy's given them one for absolutely free here, Sheep. That is not what you want to do. Oh, they've actually tagged him through the smoke. They don't even know it, but they hear the dink. They've heard the dink there. On towards Dutchy. They know he's there. He's hiding in the smoke, and there's nothing he can do. He can't see a damn thing, Sheep. And Chuckestorm Strikers are perform a 2v3 retake there off another round where they really should have been locked out, but massive misplays by Synergy and Dutchy, exposing themselves when they really did not need to. Lead to Chuckestorm taking 6 in this half, and potentially even more, because the buy for them is going to be absolutely fine here. Though it does look as though, oh yeah, Goku has dropped the gun. I was confused as to how he got the money. And PufflePals potentially not be able to buy very well in the next round if Chuckestorm can pick up a win here.
It's not like Goku would be bad to just
Oh
keep it
my
a 5-7
God.
already. Fwasty.
The entry again.
The op is rotating through all of the hands of the Chuckestorm Strikers. That's such a that's so nice to see. Like I love when the op just rotates to whoever has the best position, whoever gets the best opportunity for it. Synergy though, great entry, fully on his own, and that's gonna mean we're vulnerable to an SMG like that. 3 more, waiting at the gates.
Frosty's up close. The MP9 is really scary. Does find one,
wow.
but Dutchy finds 2. Does manage to get the spray transfer across to Jared at the back. And yet again, we see Chuckestorm Strikers a man down going into the retake, but it's Frosty this time with the AWP. What a shot onto Dutch. He can only see their head. Spots them out. Puts it into a 1 versus 1 now. WFN.
Oh no!
What a whiff from Wolfen! He can't be whiffing those! As Frosty coming on towards the site, knows exactly where this player is, but whiffs 1 shot, only has 2 in the mag now, and whiffs the nose scope. WFN recovers the round from what could have been a very, very poor showing from him in the 1v1. As PufflePals take themselves to 5. This is a very, very tight half here on Overpass. And realistically, if PufflePals can get just 1 more in this half, go 6 and 6, they're pretty safe going into half 2.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And looking at the buy, it's going to be pretty likely they're going to go.
Look at that, Dutchy all losing. Well, that's 100 damage.
That's dangerous against the long-range weapons, though. Against the pistols. Oh, Synergy. That's nice. He needs the smoke. Right. Oh, wow.
All right. As you say it,
well,
Sheep, he hears you and he starts delivering.
That was straight through the smoke. He had no vision there. That was 2 bullets through the smoke. One of them connected already. Synergy, get the ace, lad. He's waiting over in water on
The
short.
last player's in short, mate.
It's
Come
an
on, keep
XM.
going short, keep going short. You can find it. No, it chooses the other way. Orob with the XM. Might be able to farm a little bit of cash, which, to be honest, doesn't really matter at this point because there's 2 more rounds to go.
Are they going to let Synergy get this?
Oh,
well,
Moz is gone.
He
but
might
Synergy
have to.
come.
He might have to.
Oh, he's coming.
Synergy ace.
Oh, no ace for Synergy. Orob, he defends the honour of Chuckestorm there. Not going to get aced just yet, but an impressive half from PufflePals there. The T side, getting 6 round on T side can be quite difficult here on Overpass. Lovely to see them fighting back in full spirits here on Overpass, their own map pick. And now we can hear a lot of screaming.
I think like 3 rounds just ended simultaneously. That was very loud. I love this Saturday,
all across
man. I love this Saturday.
There are rounds ending. I believe Inters has begun now. There's a couple of teams in Inters that have got some real big grudge matchups. Algorithm and Left Lean Gang. I think Team Invictum and Left Lean Gang as well have got a bit of a rivalry. If I've seen the Twitter drama correctly, there's a lot of flame going on there. All these games going on as well in Inters. Check out some of the streams that are going on there.
Whilst he's having a bit of an issue, and he's going to get punished for it. Jarrett walking up. Of course, Godku is streaming as well. A lot of these players. Quite the fan base. Frosty. Great. Jarrett's looking good with the Glock. Godku. Oh no! The doll box!
Puts Chuckestorm Strikers back into a fair fight 2-on-2, and might as well just take that. That's just a freebie.
Oh, wow. That whiff from Godku just loses them the round.
It literally does. If Godku had found that, that would have forced Moz off that position.
Wow.
And unfortunately for Chuckestorm Strikers, though they were in a very advantageous position, PufflePals, they don't roll over. They're very happy to take every fight they can, and Moz landing 2 crisp, clean headshots there that you just look at and go, it makes it look so easy.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane. I mean, Moz was walking out with his knife, and he's able to get the kill to Godku, who was just straight in his face with the Glock. Those close range fights still remain elusive to
Big
most.
pick from Wuffen. Frosty actually already gone down. They've obviously not got any armor this round due to their pistol and their eco buy here from the Chuckestorm Strikers side. Pals going to be well, trying to keep as many of their players alive here as possible. They want to start building that CT economy. They want to keep their guns in hand for the next round, and they're doing it with a pretty decent success. PufflePals, they know exactly what they're up to. Just Orob left. Wuffen's about to roam, spots him out with the scout. Doesn't find him off the first shot. Whips out the Deeg, takes his head off. PufflePals, they're starting to pull away.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right, it is their map pick, right? They had, all in all, in the end, a pretty good T side.
Yep.
Right, they had a pretty good attacking half, recovering after a 5-round streak. Getting a 5-round streak of their own is pretty decent. So, Chuckestorm Strikers finally with the AKs back, and it's already attack from Wuffen. For a bit of a lineup. Oh, multiple players, and Donald's going to push Frosty. Or Frosty, I should say. That is a new angle, by the way. That's a new angle added to CS2 below the slide. And sliding through is the 2 SMGs, getting a double frag for the PufflePals. Frosty and Frosty. You think it's cold out?
Certainly could be. Well, they need some steel, ice in their veins to try and win this one, and Frosty's already dropped. It's all left on Frosty 10 here. Has been made noise with the water. Now he will be trying to find something, but there will not be nothing. Yep. There will not be nothing. There will not be anything for them to pick up their 9-6 the scoreline. And yes, that was the rifle round going very poorly for Chuckestorm. PufflePals really starting to pull away now. 9-6, 3-round difference with no sign of stopping and plenty of cash in the bank.
I mean, Dutchy, very typical, skating across the Frosties. As, I still love his name. He's repping it. Well, another full push. Is this round going to get a bit closer than the gun round that we just had? Godku is having difficulties with the Deagle. Technical Deagles. Not really working out for him. 3 versus 4 already, and Chuckestorm Strikers, the threat that they're posing has sort of dwindled away in the past 2-3 rounds. Of course, 2 of them have been like ecos or half buys, but that gun round, as you mentioned, it was just a bit like riding on a flat tire. As that's going to continue. Synergy feeding himself up to 12 kills already. He was still bottom fragging a couple rounds back. Now he's nearly at the top of his team. And Frosty. Seen a couple of good Deagle shots, but he's going to get found.
Will get shut down. Yesterday, PufflePals, Chuckestorm Strikers were using the scout to great effect and outside on Nuke, and now they're starting to see what that feels like to get punished by Wuffen here, who's 16-8 right now, mostly been playing these scope weapons here on the CD side and been doing some real damage with it, especially in these rounds where Chuckestorm Strikers haven't got any armor. The Scout is a lethal piece of kit. And rooking again into the second and bye rank of this half.
Mars already close. We have seen very little fights actually on this half just yet. The barrel's gonna be spotted. The flashbang coming through, but it's a bit too late, or it got missed. I don't really know when Mars was turning around there. Could have been 2. It's only 1. Godku has already gone down. He isn't the biggest striker at all, actually, because I know he's calling most of the time. Most of the rounds he's calling.
IGL and Orpa.
Yeah, that's a heavy role to take. We talked about it yesterday, actually. This Dutchie, he's tucked in this very awkward type position. Jared's gonna find him. That position, it really doesn't work when Maz goes down, right? Like as soon as Maz goes down in a connector, you don't have like that early warning system for that position. So the Dawn box now needs to be accurate. He is the A anchor, but can this boat keep a safe haven? Dawn box tries to get over the smoke. Finds another one. Frosty very close by. Ships comp. Go through ice, of course. Frosty. 6 HP for the clutch. 6 rounds. Can both be more. Whiffin just straight up with the deagle. Decisive around the smoke. And it's PufflePals 1 away from taking us to map 3.
Well, 2 away.
Yeah, 1 away from map point. Yeah, 1 away from map point. I always get confused. Welcome, we're playing MR11 now. No.
MR11, imagine. Oh my god. I don't think Valve can afford to take any more flack. We're gonna change it to MR6. We're gonna be enjoying it. So we're gonna be playing Spike Rush every game. That's what Counter-Strike's gonna be. That's what Counter-Strike 4 will be. By the time we get around to Counter-Strike 4, people won't have the attention spans for 20-minute, 30-minute games. They're gonna want 5-minute games, so like 2 rounds and then you're done. You know, 1 on CT, 1 on T. If you win both, you win. If you lose both.
Yeah. You're gonna get skins with like live gameplay of Subway Surfers on there.
Yeah, I would buy that. If I could get an AWP or a Deagle, which just had like on the back Temple Run. Yeah. Remember that game where you can swipe left?
Or like
and then if I flick
parkour.
to the left, he goes left. If I flick to the right, he goes right. I can go up, down. I can collect the coins.
You can
feel like that would be.
You could watch in-game YouTube shorts for tactical timeouts that we've just had.
You could already do that with the new Steam overlay. You can like set it to be transparent, and you can like watch League of Legends World while you're playing Counter. Not saying I would ever do that, but you know, I may have done that.
Well, Chuckestorm have gone for the timeout, which luckily does sort of tell us, without using words, that yes, these guys are taking this seriously, and they do have a feeling that there's more in this, which is really good to see that. In my opinion, call it earlier, because it is MR12, like the rhythm in what you call tactical timeouts has changed, and I've not seen many teams sort of adapt to that. Because you're losing 3 rounds, and normally it's like, oh, well, it's just like 1 eco cycle and we'll go again. No, if you lose 3 rounds now in MR12, that's when you call the timeout. It's like you don't have that luxury anymore. And Jared has the luxury of getting an AWP bullet straight past his ear, not to his face. 4 versus 2, that timeout seemingly has worked with Synergy in the site. Still able to get a kill, making the round settle down a bit as the Chuckestorm Strikers strike the B-bomb site.
Both these players from PufflePals knocked out of the site, but we've seen these 2v3 retakes work out before. If anyone's going to do it, Synergy and Dombox have been looking good so far this game. They're going to boost up and over, see if they can spot anyone that's close towards that ramp position. There is someone tucked in towards lower there. One towards short as well.
They've heard it all. They've heard it all.
Just taking it down. I don't think they can go for the sheep.
Nah.
The more and more time they burn, the less and less time they've got to run away and keep these guns alive. They are spotted out. The fight does go on. Synergy will CTs.
Dombox is not going to survive this, right?
Worth for Dombox. He's probably going to die here, right? Yes. But they've taken a couple of extra guns out of the hands.
They have so much money, by the way.
Exactly. With the CT side does not need to worry about cash right now, whereas unfortunately Chuckestorm Strikers, they're low on cash, especially after losing 2 or 3 players that round. Look at 3 of them on less than a K after two rounds in a row.
They might have well could have. Like, just as well could have gone for that a bit earlier, right? And then if you like just double peek, see if you can trade 1 kill, you'd have the same result. But then if you didn't have to trade, you can at least get a chance at the round.
That's disgusting, by the way. For
yeah,
us, that's found Donbot straight through a smoke without seeing him. That is outrageous. We've seen this a lot from Chuckestorm. Someone needs to check their PC.
Check him a PC. Well, they can check each other's PCs because they're back to each other.
Yeah.
So if any funny business would be going on, which of course these guys have way too much honor for that. Of course, these two teams. We're not talking about the wider UK, but that's a whole different can of worms. And we ain't going fishing. We're here at Epic Land watching some massively good CS. As Moss gets the first, but God, an opportunity for multiple. That's a bit inaccurate on the spray. Could have just gone for 1 bullet there, but he didn't trust himself too much. A 3 versus 3 PufflePals. Previous 2 times we've seen this, they've been amazing at reading. Now, I want to see it again.
Towards the pillar position. It's actually Moz from Heaven that finds the first kill.
One on bridge.
The bridge player has got there in time. Dutchy jumping on that railing gives him an extra deep angle on towards Oral.
Frosty
but
again.
actually it's all on Frosty. Tries to get the spray transfer, but it will fail this time as Dutchy pushes his team to 12, and this is match point here, Sheep. It would be an incredible comeback for Chuckestorm to pull off. They need to get 5 in a row. It's a very, very difficult task, and we should be looking at PufflePals potentially picking up their own map pick, and then we could head on over to Anubis for the decider.
And that's going to be a banger as well. Heading to Anubis as a decider, I've rarely seen it. Anubis usually gets picked a bit earlier because it's like a bit of a funky map. Teams don't want to play it as a decider all too often, but we indeed might get it here. And I mean, that's the difference, right? Frosty is a really good player, but he's going to stop shooting in between there. And the really, really good players, as I've seen at IEM Sydney a couple clutches, they just hold down Klaus 1, right? They know he's water, okay, he's going to trade when I get this kill. So they just hold the spray. And for Frosty, because he just lets go of that shooting, he loses the spray and then he loses the fight. But God2 trying to open up himself, getting into a bit of a character. Moss! Ooh, you're going to be surprised by finding 3 there. No early warning system at all for the PufflePals.
The AWP is already here.
Yeah.
Chance to get picked off. A little bit of a wide swing there. Not expecting there to be another player looking towards long so quickly after they drop Moz. God2 now scared and trying to consider what to do now, considering this AWP is in play from the CT side. They're getting close with 2 of the T's, but Frosty and Rob are still miles away, having to make their way up. Banana, PufflePals, they've gambled towards A. I believe there's a boost going on towards B.
Both on trucks, so as soon as the situation gets compromised, but I don't think it will be. Equal trades running straight through the smoke. They want to get back into the bomb site, but they're running straight into God2, gets both with headshots. They're running in, clotheslines them straight. And that's 2 headshots and a quick round win in the 4 versus 4.
That was a 1v1 to decide the game right now. If God2 had dropped the bag there, it would have been all over for Chuckestorm strikers. And actually, it's still not great for them as they're going to have a very weak buy here. Luckily, they're only playing into the pistols from PufflePals. Chuckestorm over the last couple of rounds have managed to do decent damage to the Puffle side and put that economy into a position where they cannot afford to buy the next couple of rounds. These pistols still can be effective, but Jared shutting down Monster. Somehow Synergy's got through. Frosty wasn't looking. Does not matter. Does pick up the kill eventually. As Chuckestorm? I almost called him Chuckestorm. Chuckestorm. Making quick work of these PufflePal pistols.
Dutchy takes down a Mac 10. They probably won't be too pumped about that. Well, that's an AK down. And Dutchy, my advice is just run it. Well, at least, if they do some more damage here, they're fighting Galil's next round. But I don't think they will. Unless Whiffen, of course, can pull off something amazing here. It would be something. A 1 versus 3 to get us to map number 3. something, and 2 players are heading his way. That's Bomb going in second. No trigger discipline. Flops the ragdoll up. That's a Galil picked up. So Galil went in first. Shots being pulled through. Whiffen convinced that they're coming long, but now probably starting to realize it's going to be B.
Galil in hand, no kit of course, but does have a smoke. If we could get onto that bomb site and cause some real havoc.
No one's low, no one's damaged.
Gonna go out towards short. Gets shut down. Godku yet again closing out a round that almost could have gone against them. Losing 3 players there to those pistols. It's not an ideal scenario, but luckily, because they won the round, the T's are going to have a absolutely mighty fine buy, and they know because of the double eco that they're going to be playing into just the USPs this round. They probably cannot lose this. Isn't that right, Chuckestorm? There's no way they lose this sheet.
Do you know something that you're building it up like that? No.
That's the curse. They're very, very close. The dog is going through. Found 2, but giving them an AK. That is not great, but they will be getting the plant on towards B. Jared towards
They should
Con.
be good here.
They should be good. Dutchy realistically should actually just want to save that AK. There's still 2 rounds to go after this, and the CTs are only going to be able to buy in potentially one of them. So keeping each alive is absolutely essential.
Back that throw down.
Finds one.
Oh, what?
More here, but Frosty reads exactly where Donboss is going to be coming from his teammates' calls. Knows it's going to be coming out Con. Still going for the play. And that might be a little bit of a mistake there, not saving that AK, because I believe Puff will have to invest pretty much everything they have into this round. And if they lose this, then the final, the point for overtime would be played on pistols.
With hindsight, right? That 1v1, with Godku was worth 3 rounds.
Yes, that's incredible.
That's
Whiffen just not quite landing the shots here. Maybe the change.
I mean,
to
he
CS2.
is 21 and 13.
Yeah, but some of these options, they're just going a little bit wide. It's the CS2 AWP changes, I reckon. It's just no one's quite yet comfortable with it. It seems to be really.
Ooh, that's gonna
things
be
just don't
frustrating
connect the same in CS2 with the AWP. The way you got to aim these things is just slightly different.
Yeah, there's a slight movement change.
When
so
flicking with the AWP, it just sort of doesn't quite. It fires as you flick rather than.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
And it's also that the moving inaccuracy is that when you get past the threshold, the inaccuracy is way worse. Like it's.
Well, yeah, you just can't because of the subtick issue. You cannot get down to perfect accuracy as consistent as before. It's very important because you only get 1 shot, and if you don't hit it, you're not going to be going back for a repick. You might just be straight up dead.
Godku ain't having any issues with it though.
No, to be fair, but he's
back.
been grinding the game, and he's pushing it on towards B.
Oh, double mode up by the Dombox. Can he save them?
That's huge from Dombox.
2 versus 5, and this might be PufflePals in one of the most unlikely of scenarios, getting us over to map number 3. Stretch it out.
Chuckestorm Strikers, they had everything in the bag. They were about to pull off a 5-round comeback. And now, they're in a tough spot. Yes, he is on 2
12
HP,
seconds left.
but he does have the AWP in hand. Anything can happen with the AWP in hand.
Walking in Mars.
Oh, Frosty! It's a beautiful kill.
He's gonna get the first Dombox. He needs the ace for map 3. He's gonna peek out wide. He's gonna get the dink on the first.
Oh!
But Frosty makes it happen.
He saves his team. Dombox.
And now overtime is gonna be so likely. Oh, Dombox, that would have been one for the ages.
Dombox was on for the ace clutch there, essentially. Found 3, and then pretty much looking for a 1v2 at the end there after Moz falls. Not quite able to make it happen. And now, PufflePals, they've had to force. They've got MP9s, they have got an A1, but they've not got much in the way of utility. And counters, Chuckestorm Strikers are feeling very confident. They've got all the AKs they want, all the utility, and an AWP to boot.
What are the decisions?
We might be seeing an OT here,
Yeah,
and we
most
might
likely.
be seeing
This timing. Oh, he's gonna peek out whilst spraying. Trying to take advantage of that peeker's advantage, but being that far away ain't really gonna help you.
This is a good position for Moz. I really like this. Reaggressing long
Double
again.
long,
Jared
actually.
got caught out last time, by them re-pushing long, and it might just happen again as he's trying to clear long toilets, and Moz waiting for his teammates to group up before he starts to push on. Has been spotted out. Jared gets one. Didn't expect the second player here. Oh, they see the shadow as they come around the corner. Big mistake from Synergy there, I think, to push that. Absolutely did not need to. Should have tried to wait a bit and try and play for a kill as they pushed on in towards A. Dutchy, the sole player left and right on A. Quick spray. Stins transfers to Jared and actually still knows the Rob very, very low. Frosty finds one. But it's all on Dutchy, otherwise we're going to overtime. Oh my God, Dutchy! That's 4 kills
it's a
for this
1v1.
player. It's all on Frosty 10 now to take his team to overtime. Dutchy is low, has the MP9 in hand, plenty of bullets, peeks on out. Oh my God! It was so close. 21 HP is in it. Dutchy, that is crazy, man. But he does not deliver the final kill, and we're going to overtime.
Back-to-back, a 4K clutch, an ace, twice needed, and twice the PufflePals barely miss it. What is happening over here?
That is incredible. Incredible work from Chuckestorm Strikers to pull the 5-round in a row. Incredible comeback so far.
2 rounds in a row.
They're also up a map, and they just need to win in overtime here to secure their place in top 8. 1 found by Rob straight off the bat.
Reloading.
2 found by Rob straight off the bat. Chuckestorm Strikers already looking good here in the first round of OT. PufflePals have had some pretty impressive comebacks so far in these rounds, but well, mostly based off Dutchy, who's currently 20 and 18 and still alive, still potentially able to find something. As I say that, he gets shut down by Rob.
Yeah, Rob on a 3K already. Running right through them in the first round of OT. Mom's gonna get planted.
Oh,
are we gonna get another ace? The op, the aim, and another ace gets denied. The game of the denied aces. That's the fucking. That's the title that they should have.
It is incredible.
Oh my God.
This game has been a wild run. I am
French.
so glad that we ended up covering this game, because this has been an incredibly close one, especially here on map 2. Now, Chuckestorm do pick up the first round, but again, it's overtime. PufflePals don't need to worry about their economy. They can buy everything they want. Now, Woofin is down to 1900 and may struggle to get an AWP out in the following round if they do lose this one here. But Chuckestorm Strikers, they're a round up. The tactical timeout has been called.
Finally, they should have done that way earlier. They should have done that way earlier. I mean, it says remaining 0-4, which probably is not correct, but I have experience with if anything breaks in, I forgot the name actually of like the software that we use for, it's Lexi something, but if anything breaks, if anything breaks, it's the timeout counters. Like they are always wrong.
Yeah,
it's so
and especially with this being the first CS2 event, anything could go wrong. Who knows? But early control towards short actually coming out from some Strikers, but it's just Jared watching it, not actually going to be taking it with the util set that they used. Very standard play here, 1 towards con, 2 towards this A position. They're going to be smoking front toilet, starting to take this position towards Banana. It's all on Rob here, really. Got to find the kill onto Synergy and PufflePals. They've got a strong setup at the moment. 1 player towards long. They've seen that get exploited a few too many times by Chuckestorm, and they're keeping an eye on it. But actually,
already gets one.
Moz falls towards the front of toilets.
Oh wow, Synergy gets in between them.
Rob's finding huge picks.
Yeah.
So far, he's already managed to get a 4K last round.
Oh.
The duels going on here with the AWPs, and
Oh,
actually, it's
the
Frosty.
distraction! Wow.
Woofin's having a tough game so far. It honestly looks like it's been super difficult for them to get active. On the God, Keith just doesn't stop that.
What?
As well.
Nearly
The
spit
whole
out my
base
water.
is open. Dombox tries to repeat the magic that they had on round 24, but they just can't do it. Only find the one known position, not able to find any kind of transfer, and Chuckestorm Strikers 14-12. This is incredible. If they can find one more here, they force at least another overtime, if not a win. And, you know, their T side was what was letting them down, and now that they found 2 of the 3 on T side, I'm relatively confident that this team on the seat.
Oh, it's real. Oh, Rob again.
He's found a pick and con every round of overtime. Every single round.
What a
You
strategy.
cannot let him have them.
No, Whiffen finally gets a good kill.
There's the response. They needed that.
Yeah, they needed that. I mean, the mental blows twice, tasting a victory in map 2, the sweetest of tastes just taken out of their mouths at the right end of those clutches. And now you're just at a position where Frosty, he's going to walk in, he's going to get a headshot, blindsides Whiffen. Moss is able to trade 3 versus 3. I've praised PufflePals mid-round calling earlier on. Dutchie is still alive. Very spread out though. It's going to need to be Dombox on the A side, the A anchor, yet again with a ton of pressure on him. Anchors are heavy, so they should be able to carry this weight. Dombox finding now. There is support in the side. A quick rotate coming in. Godku though gets the first. Dutchie needs to be able to fill that void. Dutchie, oh, with the full spray and a flashbang to save it. Godku, what movement is this? Dutchie barely hears it now. Gets the pistol out. Or up. Can they keep it flawless on the T side? The spray's chaotic. Muzz saves it. PufflePals, they have an opportunity to stay, at least get the victory in the second half. A 2-1 score in our first half of OT.
Favor of the T's, favor of Chuckestorm strikers, but PufflePals doing very well there to secure that. They've been in a lot of clutch situations that have gone their way so far, and that speaks, I think, to the experience, the expertise, and the strength of PufflePals players. You cannot count them out, even if they're in the 1v4, 2v4, 3v5, it does not matter. They're really, really good at securing these rounds that look doomed. And that's something that I think Chuckestorms is starting to learn to respect as they get deeper and deeper into these games, thinking, well, Dutchie's still alive, guys. We can't count this as a win just yet. He might do some serious damage. Good nade from Frosty, but doesn't find anyone. We saw Moz miss that earlier in the first half, but Frosty can hit it here today. And I heard he knows not much utility at all, so clearly he's been practicing since the games yesterday.
Some sprays through by Frosty. And I mean, everyone is playing, right? Synergy is the lowest fragger with 16. I mean, he's still very close. And he's had some impact.
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah,
whereas
it's amazing.
You know, and that's wonderful to see. It's a close matchup. It's a tense matchup, and it's very much dependent upon small micro plays like that. Golku gets picked, but Rob and Jared have found those picks. Jared obviously up towards that A position, picking the player off towards connector. Now, the CT should start to find out of how much of this area towards A is clear, but Rob over peaks. And this one is able to pick up the kill. Frosty 10. On towards site, needs to just live.
Oh, map point for Chuckestorm. Not even map point, match point already.
It's actually series point at this point.
It's
series point.
Elimination. I can't even move my chair out of the way.
Right. There's a full buy. There's an AWP on Wuffen again. It's not been working out for him. But if there's any round where he needs to step up and deliver these shots, it's got to be here.
Dutchie, as soon as overtime started, he didn't get anything. He got maybe 1 kill in OT. And that's not going to be enough from a guy that nearly saved them
Moz
in
knows
regulation.
where Frosty is right now, knows they've taken long. Frosty actually opting to fall back a little bit there. And that should, well, I mean,
there's a heavy
really do anything till that smokes fade. PufflePals, they're playing this slow, they're playing this careful. They know that if they lose this, they are out of the lower bracket. They are knocked down, and they'll end up playing
Synergy. Look at this lurk from Synergy. He's going to be very important in Monster. If Synergy gets a kill, oh no, he goes down instantly to Jared. That's a big fake. Dutchie, do check the close corner. He doesn't. Frosty gets below it. With one more though.
3v4. They've won these situations before, but it's a tough one to deal with. There's a player towards front toilets and one towards long. He needs to clear out Frosty here. Makes noise though, so Frosty's ready for the fight. He wins the duel. He was absolutely, he was born with a scoreboard yesterday, but today in this series, well, almost MVP for me so far in just how much impact he's had. 26 and 19. Just 2 players left for PufflePals. One of them's got to come up with something huge, or they're out of the tournament, down into Inters, and Chuckestorm Strikers will be taking their spot in the top 8. Jared on the AWP. He's had some big rounds already, and especially
Jared
here
gets
he
one
gets the
more.
bomb down. They know exactly where it is. The last player that is in the form of Whiffen with the AWP. He needs to go mental here, or it's all over, Sheep. And I think it might just be
15 seconds. Jared
too
gets
much
the final kill.
to ask for.
Finally, it's over. The loudness, the cheers in victory are just flying through the arena, and they take revenge on their previous teammate from Epic 38. They win the battle of the teams. Dombox going down together with PufflePals. What a beautiful game we've just seen. I'm bummed that we didn't get to see a map 3.
Yes,
but
I'd have loved
in
that.
the way it became a 2-0, it was amazing. I could watch these
yeah.
teams play all damn day, but we got so much
Nuke
more.
was incredible. Overpass was just one of the tightest games we've seen, I think, in the entire tournament.
Yeah.
Some incredible plays. Dombox, Dutchy,
Everyone.
having some beautiful, beautiful moments. Just not quite able to necessarily clinch those round wins when they needed it. Godku with that lovely 1v1 towards Truck actually literally decided the game on that 1v1. Incredible stuff. And it showed as well the CT economy in the bin just off that win there. Godku, by getting that kill and securing the round, keeping the dream alive, that put the CTs with no money. They lost 3 rounds in a row, basically having pistols the whole time. They only get one more buy before they're into OT. And OT's difficult. The pressure's on. You're down a map. It's hard to fight back in that scenario. And they do fall at that hurdle. Whiffen, Dombox, Dutchy, and Co. have been knocked out of the lower bracket. Chuckestorm Strikers will continue, and I believe they might be playing the winner of the Granny Knockers Genetics matchup. Now, Genetics they played yesterday, which was the last round of groups, and they did win in a bit of an upset scenario. I think it went to OT and everything, so that would be a good match for them. But Granny Knockers, but good.
They are really good.
They are really good. It's in the name, and so they're quite likely to have won that matchup versus Genetics. We don't yet know the scores, but it will be interesting to see how Chuckestorm do in the rest of the bracket. But congrats to them. I believe 2 or 3 of those players have never placed above 9th before. They're now secure in their 6th to 8th bracket. So congrats to Chuckestorm, and commiseration to PufflePals, who put on an incredible performance.
I just want to highlight one last round. It came down to 2 bullets out of an MP9. That could have changed it. That would have put Dutchy legit. I'm pretty confident that that round would have gone like into the history books of Epic.
That would have been one of the best rounds I've seen here on LAN.
That would have been replayed at every single LAN. Dutchy would have had bragging rights for the next up until Epic 50. Right? That would have been insane, but it's not meant to be. The magic just not there.
Not today.
For the PufflePals. Not today. But we might see some more magic. I think we're going to be back at 1.
Yep. With the upper bracket.
Yeah. Upper bracket, 1 p.m. Of course, costed by the lovely Team on Index. We'll take it from there. Game 2 and 3 today will be both hosted by those lovely 2 UK scene. Are they legends already? Are they legends already? They're pretty much legends. Pretty much legends. So we get a confirmation from our producer that they are indeed legends. So we'll see you at 1 p.m. when we're back with another lovely game in the upper bracket. So stay tuned for that.
welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Tuck when you need him?